Okay, everybody, starting over. Good afternoon. It's about lunchtime here, and I want to give you an update. It's been a busy couple days here at the homestead. We did some cleaning up this morning. The tarp here, yeah, dirty hands, been busy, and this little brooder, which we kept in the chicken coop to raise up the guineas, we took that out, and the chickens were excited because all the bedding I was putting in there to keep the guineas warm and dry was full of grain. So they've been scratching and pecking that whole area. And the grains had sprouted, so they got some greens. So they're super happy chickens this morning. We got another load of oak. And as long as the gentleman doesn't have somebody come in and clean him out, which would be hard to do, he's got a ton of more oak, and it's already, as you can see, it's already seasoning, so it's probably going to be split and go right into the wood stove. But today we don't need it. It is warm out here today. Log splitter is over there. It's going to get moved over here, and the reason we're bringing it over here is because all our wood is right here. So we're stacking our wood to split here. The splitter will go here, and we'll be able to stack our wood right there. Consolidating, trying to save some energy, trying to save some motion, if you will. Thank you, Mr. Rooster. We are getting close to culling roosters because we're getting close to moving our young hens in with our other hens. This morning, one of the things I did was I have this huge, heavy wire basket, but you have to buy the coconut core liners. So I wanted to get creative. I wanted to use it, and this plant has made it through all the really bad freezes we've had here so far, and it was out in the open. So I decided, you know what? It looks like a really pretty plant. I'm going to save it. So what I did was I had a bag of oranges that went bad, but this little net bag was still around. I lined the bottom of this with my net bag, then took what I have plenty of, which is pine needles, and put that in, and then I scraped some of this nice dark soil, just the surface soil. So there's some sand and there's some composted materials in there, and I put that in as the planting medium. And then I put the plant in, and the plant has sand around its roots, so I didn't disturb that at all. That just went right in. So I got that done this morning. I got a lot done today. I'm feeling really good about the day. Oh, let's show you what else I did here. And there's always so much more to do here. Okay, underneath this, my bulbs are planted. Finally, this is full of, and I believe they are either my canna lilies or my amarillo bulbs. And then on top of that, over here in this tire, in here are my other bulbs. Okay, we got those planted and covered to protect them. In here, thanks to the old Alabama gardener, if I can find them, my comfrey is in here. Okay, I don't see them, but they are here. Oh, right there. See that? I think. I don't know. But there's comfrey planted in this whole tire. So I got 2 tires planted. And so far, because I'm hiding the greens, the chickens aren't getting after them. The garden is totaled, guys. Absolutely totaled. And the reason why, the guineas figured out how to get into the tunnels. And once they figured it out, the chickens followed. And they took out everything. I'm not upset or stressing over it. I'm a little disappointed. But the chickens are happy. They're growing. Look at Frosty there. She's growing. She's looking great. And that little one's growing and looking great. They're going to soon go in with the other laying hens. They got about 2 months, maybe a little more than 2 months to go before they start laying. And I want them in with the rooster instead of in this open area. And you can see they're all back in that tunnel. And there's the guineas. We did lose one guinea. He got trapped under the plastic. And by the time I found him, he was already expired, but his body was still warm. It was really a sad, sad day. I love those guineas. I think I like my guineas as much as I like my chickens. And the funny thing is, guineas tend to be super wild, but when you call them, they'll come running. Look at those guineas come running. They're like, what you got for us? That's a good way, by hand raising little guinea keets and teaching them with chickens to come to seed, and you know, when you're calling them, they're looking, they think I put something down. There's plenty of seed in that hay, and they know it, but they don't dig like chickens. So if the chickens dig it up, they'll go after it. You can see they're all together, they're getting along. They're gonna miss those hens because those hens are going in with the rooster. So they're protected and in a secure area for when they start laying. Our pregnant mama is coming along beautiful. She's getting nice and wide. Her teats are more noticeable, and her tail, she's holding her tail totally different. Today she is not lifting her tail. Well, neither is she, but she has not lifted her tail at all today. And usually when they walk around, their tails come up. Now she's not lifting hers either. Yeah. Say, sweetie pie. See, I'm gonna be a mama. We're down to 5 days, guys. 5 days. And Oreo is due to at least get to the point of being able to deliver. And that's her safety window in there. That makes it 150 days since we know she was bred to this little guy. Yeah, you're a little troublemaker. And our big project, and it's really loud back here, is we are extending our goat shelter and putting in a birthing shelter. So this is what's left of our one hay round that was on the ground. It was actually on a pallet, but once it got wet and they started climbing in it, which means they were pooping and peeing in it, they stopped eating it. So all I did was pick it up from back there because we're adding a room to the shed. So if we have to, we can separate him, or we can put her in there for birthing for a day or two. But it doesn't pull her from her herd, and it keeps, hopefully it'll keep her stress levels down. See this, guys? I can't go anywhere without him following me. She's following me a lot now too. I think she knows she's getting close. But my job was to muck out all that hay so we can put a platform down to build the room on top of. And we got to move all this hay at some point, but basically it's like turning a compost pile. I took the drier stuff from the top, put it on the bottom, and all the wetter stuff is mixed in with dry stuff now. And that'll start composting, which will be great for the new garden area. And I'll have to explain that down the road sometime for you. But basically, the pallets that were in this kennel, we pulled and we're repurposing over here. And let me get you in there and I'll take you through real quick. Okay, guys, this was our shower. It's dismantled because we're going to repurpose the pallets that are still usable and the wood that's still usable as part of our goat shelter. Now, let's go in and see what we're working on. One of the things we have here is the twine that the hay rounds are wrapped in, and this had been stuck underneath a huge pile of hay. I couldn't get it out, and today between Jim and I, we were able to get that out, and I took off some of the plastic that was covering the ventilation of the goat hut so we get more airflow. They're too warm in there at night already, so they're not sleeping in there at night. And we also have a tarp. If we can make a dry area for them as well, we're going to make this a little more goat friendly in here. See if we can. Okay, there's the old, or the original goat house. It's not old. It's not even a year old yet. Better watch what I say, right? I'll get me in trouble. And We're putting a floor in here, and this is where all this hay was sitting. And basically it was just sitting here sopping wet. You can see how wet some of the patches are. It's just sopping wet. So we're gonna put the floor in, and then we're gonna finish building walls, and then we're gonna put a roof on. And from there I have to decide how much I wanna board it in, because it is getting warmer and these goats do not wanna sleep in a warm shelter anymore. So I'm going to be going around taking some of this protection off, because I really don't know if we're going to get really cold temperatures anymore. We're going into mid-January, and since we're in North Florida, I really don't know what to expect. Because South Florida, I'd be planting a garden by now. So, but we just came out of some really frigid, freezing temperatures, and I don't want to push it. But this is the inside. You can see what we did here. The goats don't like this. That's why it's rolled up. But we did that to help as a windbreak and to cut some of the draft in here at night. They didn't like that. But you can see this is their bed. You can see it's pretty thick. It's a deep litter method, but you can see how clean it stays. And that's because we're really meticulous. And over there's their mineral feeder and their salt block. And then in this corner, we put their hay. If it's raining out, this is how we feed them. We fill that up with hay and put that in, and that way they can stay in their shelter and eat. This is the going into compost. So hopefully it'll go right over by that pool in there, and we're going to start a big compost pile there and let it start breaking down, because the garden is going in front. There's the solar panels. The garden will go in front of the solar panels. Anything that doesn't get too tall, I will be able to grow without affecting the solar panels at all. Anything that's going to be tall, then I'll grow on the west side of the garden, so that the only shade it'll get would be like maybe 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night. And by then we'll have plenty of power saved. So our goal is to clear that patch. All that tall green there is coming out, because you can see the difference between that and this. These are what we keep. That is all the scrap wax myrtles. There are uses for it, but I haven't gotten into it. And to be honest, I'm showing you, look around, see all that wax myrtle back there? It makes great goat food though. If anybody asks you, goats can eat wax myrtle and they don't have a problem with it. My goats are eating it every single day, and a lot of it. Whoops, I just got bumped, look. Are you bumping me for a reason? Yeah. Mommy's gonna try and be with you, girl. I'm trying. Well, the reason we're working on this is so that it's big enough to put her in, and hopefully I'll be able to maybe throw a stump or something in there so I can sit with her and at least be here in case I need to have any intervention with her for delivering. I hope not, because I don't know what I'm doing, but if I need to be, I will be there. If I need to go hunting for hooves and noses, I'll do the best I can. That's all I can do. And it's all a vet would be able to do. So, but yeah. That's my bad boy there. I can't tell you how sweet that Bucky is. Oh, he is just a sweet boy. I love my goats, guys. All right, I will bring you back, hopefully in the next 2 days, for an update. This is going to take more than 1 day for us. We're already tired and we got a long way to go. So look for my update in a few days. Maybe you'll get more than just a goat shelter update. All right, guys, take care. God bless. Please feel free, like, share, subscribe. If you subscribe, hit that little bell beside it, and you will get updates as soon as I post them. Thank you all. Bye.